and old techniques which have become obsolete and very painful for the people who do those jobs. We replace those humdrum occupations with technology, and we put our investment into what really matters, and what really matters is content. All the time it's content.
How do you measure the success? Is it by terms of circulation or also by the contribution you are making to the political agenda?
I think that newspapers are not doing their job unless they make a contribution to the political agenda and to society, and we are very insistent that our editors, our managers are part of the society they serve, and that they're prominent people in outside society, not just doing their day-to-day jobs. So yes, it's important that we make a contribution to political debate, to the development of society, but that's very much for the local managers and editors to engage in.
Mm-hmm. Traditionally, the newspaper business in Germany has been run by families. Do you think perhaps that money is a better publisher?
Meaning? That
money, yes, that some new influences are necessary for the German market, newspaper market.
But I've given examples of German companies which are family-controlled, and yet they have contributed immensely to the development of newspapers. They've invested hugely in content. They've wisely invested now in digital. And they're clearly going to concentrate on the quality side of the business. We do the same. We've made it clear that our intention is to be in these businesses for a long time, and the only way we can develop them is to look at new revenue streams, all of which will be related to delivering content across more routes to market than merely in print.
What are your main principles as being a publisher? I mean, do you interfere with editorial matters, for example?
We do not interfere, and we have a charter across Europe, and in particular here in Germany, that there is editorial independence and that the editors-in-chief are the final decision makers about content. So not only do we have a verbal commitment to that, but we have a written commitment to it. It is the job of publishers and corporations, of course, to make sure that newspapers live up to their traditional positioning and that they serve their community well and responsibly. But you know, I have seen very few instances in a long career where editors-in-chief do not live up to that requirement. It is almost certain that the person who gets the job of editor-in-chief will be responsible, experienced, and will recognise the traditions of his or her newspaper and uphold them. So in the case of our business here at Mecom Group, we've never had to get involved in a change of editorship for reasons that meant that the editor was not upholding that tradition.
Mm-hmm. The BBC has set the benchmark for public value in the UK. From your viewpoint, do you think it's helpful that there are strong standards existing in countries with traditionally strong public broadcasting?
Well, I think public broadcasting will itself go through a revolution, and I can only speak for the UK, where we shouldn't forget that the BBC has 43% of broadcasting, and you have to ask yourself as a starting point, is this healthy in a world where other media operators should get a chance to be able to supply product to the overall community? So I think perhaps there'll be more challenge to public broadcasters who've got that sort of dominance.
You think the share should be smaller?
I think by implication there should be more participants in the media, in broadcasting, and of course the internet opens up a huge opportunity for this, so inevitably public broadcasters will become under more and more pressure. But it is not for public broadcasters alone to uphold standards. All of the newspapers we've been talking about under our ownership, under family ownership in Germany, uphold very high standards, and they're profit-making companies. They're not publicly owned companies.
What are you thinking about the